Founded in 1999 by Jason Burks, Retrospec Films is Oklahoma's largest turnkey production company of its kind. With over 2 decades of experience, a full-time team of over 20 talented individuals, a 12,000 square foot studio to create in, and thousands of successfully completed projects in both entertainment and advertising. You're in the right place if you like hearing some good old filmmaking stories. On this podcast, we will discuss the pursuit of creating things and the problems we solve by digging up projects from across the last 20 years and giving you a glimpse behind the scenes where the magic happens. You're listening to Retrospec Films from the Archives.
Hello, and thanks for joining us on Retrospect from the Archives, where we dig up projects from the past and dig through all the behind the scenes of how we write them, create them, collaborate with other teams, shoot cinematography, editing, coloring, visual effects, all those different things. So this has been a really exciting series for us to create over the last couple of years. We've got about over 20 different episodes where we dig up projects. So if this is your first one to watch, hopefully you go find another awesome one and then maybe a couple more. Today with me, I have Adam joining me here, and we've got Josh Garber.
How's it going?
As well. We are going to be talking about a project that I had absolutely nothing to do with whatsoever. So I get to be the true host that inquires and asks questions. And yet all I did was watch the edit and approve the production of this. This is for Oklahoma Smoke Divers, which I believe, I don't know if it is a nonprofit.
That I don't know.
I'm not sure, but but I do know that this was a volunteer project for us in which we were like, hey, this is pretty cool. How can we help them out, create something awesome for them to tell their story?
If I persist, if I continue to try, if I continue to charge forward, I will succeed.
I will not hear those who weep and complain, for their disease is contagious.
The prizes of life are at the end of each journey, not near its beginnings.
And it is not given to me to know how many steps are necessary in order to reach my goals.
I will remove from my vocabulary such words as quit, cannot,
Unable, impossible,
Failure and retreat. For those are the words of fools and cowards.
when my thoughts beckon my tired body homeward.
I will resist the temptation to depart.
I will try again.
I will make one more attempt to close with victory, and if that fails, I will make another.
When others cease their struggle, mine will begin, and my harvest will be full.
And every time a firefighter's injured or killed, NIOSH puts out a line of duty death report. And so we take those situations that have killed or injured firefighters, and then we recreate them at the Smoke Diver program.
We have a saying, when you get there, the only easy day was yesterday.
You can't walk in on Sunday and be thinking about Friday.
One of the things that's really rewarding for me is when these young guys come through and they've never been tested like that. And you can see them almost wanting to give up, and then they just push through and they refuse to quit.
The more we teach the lessons, the more we get out of them.
The majority of the guys coming back to instruct are the same guys that are teaching all over the United States at high level.
Things you learn as a student, you learn about yourself. I think the things you learn as an instructor make you a better fireman.
Everything you put into it, you get out of it.
Failure does happen, but it only happens if you accept it.
The reward that you'll get, even in failure, is way more important than not taking the risk at all.
I think the best starting point, did you guys both film on this?
Yeah.
I was on the last like 2 days of the shoot, so I came in on the back end.
Okay. And then what about you, Adam?
I was there for almost every day. Yeah.
Okay. And then did you edit this?
Kyle did.
Kyle edited this one. Okay. Well, why don't we talk a little bit about the production of it and first of all, even what it is. So maybe, Adam, you could explain a little better. What is Oklahoma Smoke Divers?
So the Oklahoma Smoke Divers is sort of like this elite squad of firefighters. And it started out in Georgia or Florida. And what they do is they train specifically for scenarios that have proven to have claimed the lives of other firefighters so that they can bring all of these firefighters together, train in these really specific scenarios. And then the goal is for them to all disperse back into whatever part of the country they're from so they can teach and train their station. So what it was for us, we drove out to Muskogee, and they had this huge mock building with these storage containers stacked on top of each other, and inside of them were all of these scenarios. They had sort of drop-through ceilings where they were pulling people up, scenarios outside where they're suiting up and with a timer and doing all of these specific challenges. And the goal is, I think they started out with around 30 firefighters who were coming in from different parts of the country, and you really just kind of whittle them down as they pass or fail certain tests throughout the week. And visually for us, it was kind of interesting to film that because day one, it was I think 6-day program. So we were there all 6 days from the start to their graduation day. And slowly, I think they started with 30, and then the next day only like 25, and then the next day only 15. And then so the group of guys that you're seeing toward the end of the day or the end of the week, there's only like 8 or 10 guys left because it's that grueling of a program. So we were tasked with shooting it. There's all these different challenges and parts of the training that were in different areas. And then we edited the piece together. It was about a 2.5 minute deliverable. We had I sat some of the firefighters down for interviews and put that into the video, and it all turned out really well. Kyle did a good job pulling it all together.
What would you say, Josh? Well, first of all, it's a little interesting. I know you were going down that path of firefighting, and then I changed your mind for you. Talk a little bit about, obviously having a Marine background, and then now being a camera operator, but filming something like that. I feel like there's actually these common threads amongst, first responders and cinematography a lot of times, because cinematography, it's like, especially when you're filming things you can't call cut on, it's like do or die, right? It's shoot it or you miss it, Talk a little bit about that. So
it was pretty cool for me to be kind of back in that situation. So in the last year of my time in the Marine Corps, I went through the Fire Academy out in North Carolina and graduated from it. And so getting to go back into that burn building and be put in those scenarios, but being able to watch from inside those guys, conduct their operations, their searches through rooms and stuff like that was really cool. We got to, film through the thermal sites that they have. So you're getting to watch those guys go down the stairs into the basements and stuff. It was just a really fun environment to be in and to film and just see kind of all the chaos and the stuff that they're, navigating through to get the job done. So,
and you got to suit up too.
Yeah.
Go inside when the rest of us couldn't.
Yeah. So the perk behind, having my Fire 1 and 2 certification was I was able to throw the bunker gear on and go in and actually be there while they were in the burn building conducting the operation. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, talk a little bit about the details of trying to film while not be in the way and all that jazz.
It's tough. So those buildings are not big. You're sitting in a hallway. So basically I went in with the instructor and he just said, stay near me, which he was, obviously trying to navigate them going through because he had to watch them, conduct the operation as well. So I'm kind of shoved into a corner as tight as I could with a GoPro trying to, capture them. And it's dark too. Mm-hmm. So you're relying on the flames to illuminate a little bit, because once they go in, they close that door behind them to seal, any air coming into whatnot. That's a huge rule. But But so, yeah, I mean, like you said, it's just kind of like you can't call cut, you can't coordinate things. So you're like, just like, all right, hopefully I'm getting the good shot, you know, which obviously we got some really good stuff. So, but
I think the reason we had to send him in with a GoPro specifically was because that was the only camera that was rated not to melt in that room.
Exactly.
Because they said they melt cameras all the time. And so they looked at our specific GoPro and they said, okay, that one's rated to a certain heat where it's not going to be damaged. But that was pretty gnarly.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So what would you say, Adam, are some of the most memorable parts of this project for you?
Definitely, there's kind of two parts for me, going and just being there day in and day out with those guys. I mean, it was only like a week, but you see them training physically, like getting mentally and physically exhausted and then still choosing to continue. I think that was really inspiring because we're out there shooting. We have these heavy cameras on our back and like we're kind of tired, but then I see them doing stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I can go a few more hours doing this. And then after that, maybe about a month later, we brought 3 or 4 of their instructors and then a person who passed. So one of the students in that wave and then 3 instructors. And I just got to sit down and interview them. And they have this, they call it, I think it's the creed or the motto or something. And that's how we started that. So I think Brandon gave me the idea. He's like, hey, they have this. And I saw it in their you know, the place where they were. It's like hanging on banners. And I couldn't really read it because it was far away. But then I asked one of the guys in those interviews, hey, can you recite the creed? And they all did because they have to memorize it. And that's one of their mental challenges. And so I got all 3 or 4 of them to do it. And then we're like, oh, that would be really great for the edit. So then I told Kyle, you know, hey, there's this thing. Maybe you can make something work out of it. And it ended up being, you know, the first intro to the video of them kind of citing this like really amazing sort of like this call to arms of like, I won't give up, you know.
I will make one more attempt to close with victory, and if that fails, I will make another.
That was really cool. That was something I'll remember, just hearing their stories and why they choose not only to be a firefighter, but to continue and to try and become one of the elite ones to bring it back to their stations.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Josh, I'm curious just to kind of get some of your feelings. Can you relate or connect with this feeling of I want to do something that helps people that I don't even know?
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, what is that?
I don't know. It's I think everybody kind of has that. It's just maybe it's a little more prevalent in certain people. But I mean, obviously that was the route that I was going to go down before coming here. And that was kind of the sense of just, I wanted to, I mean, it sounds crazy saying like put yourself in harm's way. I may be a little of adrenaline junkie and enjoy that kind of stuff, but like being able to do those kinds of things that you really have to think on your feet and be really quick about what you're doing and efficient about it because people's lives or property are at stake. Those were kind of, I mean, I don't know. I think certain people are drawn to that kind of stuff. And I definitely was.
Yeah.
Until you changed my mind, obviously, but
we still do, we do dangerous
Hey,
stuff.
but I mean, absolutely we do.
You still help people.
Absolutely. See, I still get that adrenaline rush. Yeah. But no, I mean, and even to just go back and like filming this, that was one of the reasons why I enjoyed going out because I was only on there for the last 2 days, but being able to like go back into that environment was just really cool and fulfilling for me, I guess, in a way. But
yeah. And hey, now we're going to do a fire department recruiting video right around the corner here.
All about it.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that is awesome. Such a cool project, and I'm excited to see, you know, what this does for these guys. And visually, it was really fun. I mean, I loved the fact that, I mean, I would have loved to be there. Don't get me wrong, because I love doing crazy stuff. But it was also awesome to have nothing to do with it and then watch it and be like, oh man, this is really good. Like this is a video that we can all be really, really proud of. And and anytime you get to volunteer and do something that helps a better cause, I mean, that's why we're here, is to, you know, help humanity out. So I hope you enjoyed watching today's podcast. If you have not had a chance to see other ones, you can find them all on our channel. And definitely check out our website, retrospecfilms.com. You can learn more about what we do here at Retrospec Films and Filmmaking. And we hope to catch you on some future episodes as well. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
See ya.
Later.